Is there a schedule of events or?
First, we set up the tents. Get some good food going, good music, a little bit of beer, and then we do a human sacrifice.
Okay, that last part.
Welcome back to the Imaginarium. We are down 2 marshals today, but that's just fine because we're going to have another vibe session. Our heroes have met up with some Goblin party boys and girls, also a Tabaxi party fellow, and a few others. Would anybody like to recap?
We stopped at a rest station where I discovered that, or Judith discovered that harm had been done to her person, her car person. We saw, we had seen a plume of smoke before, and so we saw the people coming closer, and so there was a big boat with wheels and a motorcycle with a sidecar, and they drove up beside us and were like, "Hey, come party with us." Essentially, well, they threw glitter at us and stuff, and then they're like, "Hey, let's come party." And we decided to follow them now that we could coordinate with our walkie-talkies. And we followed them to what I assume Burning Man would look like in a fantasy world. There's music, there's food, there's all kinds of stuff. And we're just kind of checking out the scene.
You did leave out the guy with the rollerblades and the wings.
Oh, no, that was the one that
was awesome, being towed by the monster truck boat.
I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, that guy
Thank you. Cool.
Nasha was gifted a gold coin. Both of these came from the same goblin, who was, as previously stated, being towed at high speed behind the monster boat.
But if you see somebody on rollerblades being told, here comes
the
skateboard.
Yeah,
let's do it.
He's got to drive.
The skitching, yeah. I know Lou was in fact all about that. Since you were there, it is literally a speedboat that has been mounted somehow onto a motor vehicle and welded together to create a truck boat on monster truck wheels.
So craftsmanship was not a priority with this.
It actually, now that you guys, I think you're properly caught up, and I described the little party that they've set up for you as a tent city. There is a big wooden goblin that they're in the process of building. There are stacks of speakers playing drums. The drums are definitely being played somewhere nearby, and it's coming through live. But this tent city, as you roll up onto it, you see multiple more kind of hybrid and mishmash home-built vehicles. Lou and Nasha basically beelined it straight for the boat, and as we can see, Lou and Nasha are not present with us tonight, so we're not going to deal with that. Let's leave the boat alone for a little bit. You three are in the motor vehicle, or are in the car, Vicky, together. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna look at my bottle of beer that I got. Does it have a label? Is it sealed?
It is sealed. It's corked. It's a normal beer bottle shaped bottle, but then it's got a fastened on cork with a little lever thing there, the little metal lever that you can just.
It makes that noise good. It's like you go.
Yeah.
And then
that
they
good.
can reuse the bottle later.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are environmentally conscious goblins that are spewing black smoke out of their vehicles.
I'm gonna take a small sip, just a taste.
Okay, and it's a tasty beverage. It's citrusy, not overly hoppy. It's not overly malty.
Fantasy beer descriptions. Okay, I love it. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Lily, are you present?
Yes.
So, did you get out of the car as well?
Yeah, but she's a little bit more suspicious. She wants to make sure that this is actually Burning Man and not the Wicker Man.
Fair. You cannot hear bees, and there are no apple trees anywhere nearby.
Yeah, I'm looking for a bear suit just in case.
Flower crowns. Anyone speaking Danish or Swedish?
The foreignist of languages that you can hear is Goblin. Like you can just kind of briefly catch snippets of that. They're mostly speaking English. Some Spanish, actually. So there's that. There's definitely a bear costume around, but it's literally a goblin. I mean, yeah, he's wearing a bear pelt and head. It's a goblin though. I mean, these guys are wearing a lot of different animal heads. That's party attire for a goblin. Lily, what are you specifically paying attention to in terms of your suspicion or standoffishness?
Well, first off, the food and the drink, because maybe her shit just got bounced around because elves, and she went through the realms, and no, we're not accepting no food from nobody because we're not staying. and then
Fair.
the second thing is, what meat are they using?
Goblins
Yes,
don't do all that.
Go ahead and do a perception check. You don't see anything suspicious.
Maybe she's distracted by the big wicker goblin.
It's wood.
Yeah, replaying, weird old movies in her brain.
But yeah, you're probably a little thrown off by all the hijinks and goings on. And let me be clear that these are not like schwasty pants drunken. These are not dwarves. They're not just getting hammered. These are not spring breakers. They're goblins, setting up what kind of looks like a street fair. What you see most of them drinking is coffee. It's clearly coffee. You can smell it. These goblins are powered by caffeine and hijinks. These are not necessarily crazy little drunk lunatics. These little fun guys, they care about their work, such as it is. Noah, what about you?
All right, so I'm doing basically the exact opposite of Lily. I'm just basically going in, meeting up, like going to where the barbecue or the meat smell is coming from, going for, trying to find the giant cooler or whatever, and being fairly disappointed that this actually isn't the insane goblin murder party that we were originally advertised.
So when you get to the food, the grill pit, there's coals, wood, all that kind of stuff in the pit. There's a big old rotisserie, and on the rotisserie is basically a Titanic rack of ribs. Practical joke. Flintstones, Brontosaurus ribs. And there are several goblins, on the handle of this rotisserie as somebody gets ready to hook up, like a lawnmower engine or something to auto turn it. These guys are doing it. And it smells amazing. It's this, you've had good food, but there's something, this awakens something, some sort of prehistoric, you kind of want to stand there holding a beer, talking about the grilling, just talking with the goblins about the sauce. Yeah.
All right. I'm actually going to walk up to the goblins. Hey, what is that?
Beefalo.
What is that?
It's it's a buffalo, but it's beefy. You ain't seen a giant beefalo. The buffalo are back in, on the American continent, but along with normal buffalo, there are giant buffalo. So generally mean and slightly supernatural.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that, okay. It smells delicious. Is this like a weekly thing for you guys, or you do this all the time?
It's for the sploding.
Oh, so this is just for us?
This time.
So anytime anything explodes, you guys have a party?
Well, anytime somebody gets exploded on the death rally, if they're a friend,
Okay.
then you drink to them and you party.
And if they're, like road Nazis or whatever, then you drink to whoever exploded them, and you party.
You guys are gonna love Lou so much. His main thing is just exploding stuff.
Sick.
And then, yeah, one of them produces essentially a giant knife, and it's shiny, and kind of waves it like at you.
Kind of.
What's the beef low?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Giant hunk, and another goblin is like, "Oi!" and like dives and catches it. The sizzling continues. Like, hey, what? And another one like reaches out with a leaf and just kind of envelops it and hands it to you.
Is it pretty good?
It's that good Grillin.
This is fantastic. You guys know how to do this. This is so good.
Thanks. Yeah. It took a good 30 minutes to bring it down. Kept yelling at us, but you know how it is.
Yeah, I absolutely know what it's like to hunt giant buffalo.
Yeah, see?
So,
yeah.
What? What?
Huh? Huh?
Yeah. So what do you guys do for fun here with these? I mean, obviously there's the grilling and the drinking and the hanging out and the shopping, but like, is this like what else happens here? Like, is there a schedule of events, or I would assume no. I think just things happen organically.
Well, so, first we set up the tents, and, we get some good food going, and some good music, and then, we drink a bunch of coffee, a little bit of beer, and then right around sundown, we light up the Goblin, and then we do a human sacrifice.
Okay, that last part. That's a little weird.
That's also a joke.
Okay, that's good.